Hare Krishna. It is truly an excellent opportunity for learning and hearing under the guidance of our beloved Gurudev, His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami. We are delighted to have our beloved Gurudev here. On behalf of everyone here, we welcome our Gurudev to kindly open our darkened eyes and please fill it with knowledge. We humbly welcome all our assembled Vaishnav to our seeing through the eyes of scriptures Gyan Chakshu session. Hare Krishna Gurudev.
Hare Krishna, we are very happy to be here with all of you.
So, can we start for the very first question for today's session?
Yes, please.
So, the very first question goes, how to know that my spiritual master is happy with us? And if, when we have, even though we have limited communication with him?
Spiritual activity does not depend on external factors. It is not limited to external factors. We saw how potent the spiritual life is, or spiritual activity is. By the perfect example of Srila Prabhupada and his spiritual master, Divine Grace, the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. They didn't have much physical, external relation like most of his disciples. Srila Prabhupada had very few. We had 12 times or less times he physically met with his spiritual master. But their spiritual eternal connection was very strong and solidified, so well grounded that there is no time they have not been together. So I was also hearing Srila Kavikan Swami in one of his books, Krishna Anik Kaumudi, where Krishna called his boyfriends to come early in the morning so they can go to the forest. So all the boys, as many as they are, was running with the desire that I would touch Krishna first. I would touch Krishna first. All of them were running. I would touch Krishna first. So all of them, they ran to meet Krishna. But the truth is that wherever they are, it is thousands of kilometers away or just shoulder to shoulder with Krishna, wherever one is. Lord Krishna will respond to us exactly as the way we relate with him, the way we are connected with him. That is how he will respond. So it means that even if you are thousands of kilometers away, but you are spiritually connected with the spiritual master, you are the closest person. Not really the person who is physically present. I have given an example many times of a mosquito sitting on the lap of a sadhu. It's very close, very, very close. It's sitting right there on the lap of a sadhu. But what is he doing there? He's giving malaria fever to the sadhu. So that cannot be called as association. So association is how close are we spiritually to the sadhu, to the spiritual master, to Krishna. So Krishna reciprocates to all of us according to how close we are with him. So that's the point. And in the Bhagavatam, we are familiar with this verse. Savai Pomsa Paro Dharma Jato Bhakti Alosati. Ahitukya Pratyahata Jatma Suprasidati. Jatma Suprasidati. The devotional service to Lord Krishna had Berkshire, a transcendent Lord, uh, should be completely free from all contaminations. And that will make our Krishna consciousness free from any stagnation, free from any unnecessary things. Even if there are chances that they will have a lot of challenges, but because our intention, our dealing is transparent, it is clean, no material motive, our activities will always please Guru and Krishna. If it is materially contaminated, you do not please. But if it is materially free but spiritually motivated, it will please the spiritual master. And how will I know that he is pleased with me? Even though he's not talking with me much like he said, even though we're not physically together, how will I know that he's pleased with me? You will never ever thought of giving up the practice of Krishna consciousness, despite the heavy challenges and obstacles in our way. We will never think of giving up Krishna consciousness. Rather, our attachment to Guru and Krishna will be increasing. We will be encouraged to continue with our Krishna conscious practice. We'll be attracted to hear more about Krishna. We'll be attracted to do more service of Krishna for Guru. We'll be attracted, we'll appreciate and the Devotees Association, which Guru and Krishna are arranging for us. We'll appreciate everything in Krishna consciousness by how we absorbed ourselves fully in the practice, taking full advantage of what is available. That is a sign that we are placing the spiritual master with our sincere service. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, Gurudev, it makes sense. Thank you so much for answering this question. Moving on to our next question, which is the most important chapter in Bhagavad Gita and why?
The most important chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is very, very important because they all contain instruction which are suitable for our progress in Christian consciousness. So they are all very, very important. All the lessons, all the chapters, all the verses, they are very, very, very important. And we can say that um, after speaking about Gita, giving detailed training right from chapter 1, preparing our consciousness for devotional service. The second chapter, explaining the nature of the soul, eternality of the soul, how it is necessary for us to do our prescribed duty in chapter 3, the knowledge which is necessary for us to destroy lust, anger, and to establish ourselves fully in activities which is preaching Krishna chapter 5. Chapter 6 is how to meditate, the best of all meditators, the yogis. So Krishna said one who abides in him, one who is absorbed in him in full Krishna consciousness. Then Krishna explained how you can attain that in chapter 8. And then the most confidential knowledge, superior to the knowledge he has given before. Chapter 10, Krishna explained the varieties of opulences and the topmost of the opulences uh, of all the things available, the best represented. And chapter 3, location, chapter 11, Krishna showed his universal form. Then devotional service came after that. After devotional service, location explained the nature, the three modes of nature. Uh, the nature, the consciousness, and the super soul. In chapter 14, Krishna explained how powerful is the mode of nature and the process of transcending the mode of nature and enter into pure devotional service. In Krishna, there were different varieties of faith and how everything we do in this material world is affected by the true mode of nature. Then the the divine and that is Krishna explained the yoga, the 15 is yoga, the topmost of all. Yoga is for him. 16 the divine and demonic nature. Krishna gave all the details. Then divisions of faith. Krishna explained that. In the last chapter 18, Lord Krishna concluded that yes, of all the training, the teachings, and the experiences I have passed you through all, it is just that you should surrender to me. So everything that Krishna was doing and teaching right from chapter 1 to 18, he should give us the opportunity to surrender to him. So one can say that is the most important way to surrender to Lord Krishna, because if we surrender to Krishna, all problems are solved. All problems completely solved. Nothing is there again for a devotee to worry. As Rupa Goswami said, is it possible that a person who has surrendered fully to you and fully absorbed in you will have any misery, will have any difficulty, will have any problem? The answer is no. One who is fully surrendered to Krishna, dedicated to Krishna, is fully under the shelter of Krishna. Nothing can happen to that person. So our problem is surrender. And he explained that himself. If you surrender to me, I will protect you from all sin. So we know that no condition soul can stay in this material world without committing sin offenses. It is not possible for a conditional soul to stay without offenses or committing sin. But the only way one can be free from sin, completely free from sin, free from offenses, is full surrender to Krishna. Full surrender to Krishna. So we can say that is the best, because he covers everything. Surrender to Krishna covers everything completely, and Krishna becomes everything for us. Because we have accepted Krishna as everything, he becomes everything for Krishna. Hope that makes sense.
Yes, Gurudev. Yes, thank you so much for answering this question so beautifully. Our next question is, does Karma Yoga means to follow exactly the Shastras?
Karma Yoga, Lord Krishna explained that is the beginning of transforming our karma kandi mentality. Karma kanda or karimis. Those of us who are absorbed in material consciousness, gratifying the senses, work very hard to gratify the senses and live like police animals. So when one becomes elevated, and the process of that is karma yoga. Lord Krishna taught the principle in Bhagavad Gita, Karma Yoga. Is elevated platform of Karma Kanda. And that is how we get, from here we can get connected to Gyan, we can get connected to Bhakti. So it's a process of attaining to the Supreme. When we start, instead of using our the result of our activities to gratify the senses, we connect the result of our activities with Krishna. Papa used the word dovetailing. So we dovetail our activities with Krishna, and that dovetailing of our activities with Krishna naturally brings some purification that will develop knowledge to come to the point of surrendering to Krishna, as we said before. So it's a process of surrendering to vocation. All right.
Yes, Gurudev, thank you so much. Our next question is, we know that Lord Balram was only cheating to Duryodhan. In fact, he was Kali Bhakt. Then why did Lord Balram wanted Subhadra Devi to marry to him?
That was part of the game. That was part of the game. He's playing on the road. Lord Balaram knew that Duryodhana will not marry Subhadra because nobody would like to give his sister or his brother to a very cruel demon. Nobody except the demon. Demon can do that, but or the demon themselves kidnap the girl. Otherwise, no responsible person will give his daughter to demon or a brother to the demon, except in special cases like Bhimsena, who had to marry Hidim, 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 Hidim. It is circumstantial, and also because he is a Satriya, that is part of the problem. Otherwise, no person will give it a daughter to demon to marry, except the person herself is a demon. So Lord Balaram would not like his sister, his loving sister, to be married to a crooked and diplomatic person like Duryodhana. So it is part of the game he was playing, because you know that Krishna will eventually succeed. He knew everything. It's a game. It's a drama they're playing, because we are watching the drama, so we don't know what is inside. You know, when people are rehearsing the drama or the play, whatever they want to do, ordinary people does not see. We see only when they have finished all the rehearsal, they have perfected the play, the part they're going to play, and all work together and rehearse it many times. They become familiar, and then they are used to it before they will bring it outside. Just like when people are cooking in the kitchen, the cuttings and the preparation, whatever they do there, those of us who are not cook will not see. We see only the prasadam that is now ready for us to honor. In the same way, Lord Krishna, Lord Balaram, and all their associates, they have already planned everything they did. They already planned everything before this time. So while they are here, they are simply demonstrating what they have already practiced behind for a long time. And Sutta Goswami was requested by the sages and Amisha that he should speak to them about Krishna. one of the questions they asked Super Goswami was that Lord Krishna and Lord Balaram must, as a dramatic actor, enter into this dramatic world, material world, to play person, and they have performed innumerable person. Please narrate this person for our hearing, for our benefit, for our enjoyment, because these activities are 100% transcendental, and they are meant for our purification. So it is the drama they are playing. Balaram is the supreme personality of Godhead. He knows everything. Therefore, his desire to get the do a super drum married to Duryodhana was part of the game. Even his reaction towards that when Lord Krishna eventually arranged Arjun to kidnap Subhadra, and then when Arjun did that, and Duryodhana got to know, he was shouting, "Catch him! Catch him! Let's catch him! Let's deal with him!" It was all part of the game. Because if you are going to play on a stage and you got there and become shy not to play your part because maybe the person are going to slap on the drum, and the drummer is a father. If you don't do that, you're going to spoil the whole show. Nobody will enjoy it. But if the drama is performed as already rehearsed, then everybody will enjoy it. Similarly, Lord Balaram, Krishna, and all the game they played, where they know everything about it, and they know the time to play all of them, and they did all that. And that is why we have this festival to celebrate. We have this festival to celebrate by hearing their pastimes. The Balaram appeared, we celebrated. The Krishna appeared a few days ago, we celebrated. And yesterday, Prabhupada's appearance with all the pastimes, we celebrated. We are celebrating their activities, their transcendental activities, which are for our purification. This is what we are celebrating. So if they have not performed this activity, we will not have anything to celebrate. Then how bhakti will be like? It will be very, very dry and not tasty. To make it tasty, they have to play the game as they did for our enjoyment. So that's what happened. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Gurudev, for giving such a beautiful explanation to this question. Our next question is loving the spiritual master equivalent to loving Krishna?
The spiritual master and Krishna, a bona fide spiritual master, a bona fide representative of Krishna, they are working as a team, so they are connected. So we cannot separate them. They are connected. So pure love of Godhead, it is not, does not begin, or it is what attained by contact. Pure love for God is attained here. So, and we have to practice here by the clear teachings of the spiritual master. So if we have love for the spiritual master, it is automatically love for Krishna, because they are the same, they are not separate. They have one interest, to present Krishna consciousness, to make it available, to get people trained to understand it, to perfect the Krishna consciousness and go back to Krishna. That is their duty, duty of a servant. So by doing that, they have love for Krishna, and when we have love for them, it goes into Krishna automatically. So yes, it is the same because we cannot separate the two, and we shouldn't separate the two. They are together, and we should leave them together. The pure devotee of Krishna is the pure representative. He's a lovable servant of Krishna. So whatever we do to him, to go to Krishna. If you love him, you will go to Krishna. If you hate him, it will go to Krishna. If you serve him, it will go to Krishna. Whatever we do to a pure devotee of Krishna will go to Krishna. That is how it works. Haribol.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Mother. Uh, Thank you so much, Gurudev, for answering this question. Now we have one live question by His Grace Jayanidhi Prabhuji, in which he says, can devotees who are in Kanishta stage go back to Godhead, or are they eligible to get prema, or does every devotee gradually has to compulsory come to a stage of Uttamadhikari to get prema and then go back to Goloka?
We don't go to Goloka to practice bhakti. That is not how it works. His Holiness Bhattacharya Maharaj said, we are in the school of love. This Krishna consciousness is the school of love. And we are being trained how to love Krishna. It is at the stage of perfection that we'll go to Krishna. Just like in the modern world, in the secular world, one has to go to school, and after being trained, one has become experienced in a particular field. Only after that one will go and look for a job to do, because one has been trained and the knowledge has been gained and realization has also is attained. Then we can go to meet people to give us job because we have the knowledge. In the same way, we cannot go back to Godhead until we attain perfection. There is no imperfection in the kingdom of God. According to Sima Bhagavatam, Nirasta Kuhakam Satam Parum Dhimahi. Nirasta Kuhakam means what? Nirasta Kuhakam means that all the duality, all the things going on in material world is 100% absent in the spiritual. 100% absent. Not some percentages. 100. That is why Lord Krishna requested for total surrender to him. Total. Complete surrender. Krishna did not say, give me some of your life. He requested for complete surrender. Complete perfection. Then only then one can go to the spiritual world. We're not going to attend that at the gate of Vaikuntha. No, we'll attend it here, right from here where we are. We have to work on ourselves now, and by the mercy of the spiritual master or sadhus, we get the purification, necessary purification, and then we talk of going back to God. Anyone can go back to God provided we are fully trained by following the discipline of very well. Right?
Yes, Gurudev, thank you so much. Now we have one more live question by Bhaktin Aditya Singh Prabhuji, in which he says, acquired knowledge facilitate us to maintain faith in transcendental process, but I find a lot of difficulties in bringing back the mind to the process. So, what are the ways I can maintain my enthusiasm to go deeper into my practice?
All right, very good question. What are the ways to maintain enthusiasm, right?
Yes, Guru.
What are the ways to maintain our enthusiasm in Krishna consciousness? There are many ways. We must have good association. Without good association, we cannot make it. We must maintain good association. What is good association? Good association entails that we come together according to Christian Marketaf and Abadoyan Tasparaspa. Katayata Chamam di Cham Usanti Charamanti Chai. Budayan Tasparasparan. The devotees who are Makchita Mankata who have given their life completely to Krishna, they have donated their life, their heart, everything. It is fixed in Krishna, nothing outside. Devotees who are like this, Bodayantas Parasparam, they come together and sit together and discuss. They discuss among themselves. But we, Katayantas among them, eternally they relish, they drink the nectar of Krishna consciousness by coming together, sit together, and have deep discussion. Krishna Kata Amrit. They, they, they drink this, they churn it and they drink it continuously, non-stop. Devotees who are doing like this, are never in this material world. They are not in this material world. They are not in this material world. Iha yasha hari dashi karuna manasagira. Ikla shuapi was the true. Jivan mukta sahavuti. They are not in this material world. These devotees who are absorbed. The intelligence, the word, and the mind, our activities, everything is fixed in Krishna. So we come together, and we should always come together for this. This is what Krishna wanted us to do. We should always come together, sit and discuss about Krishna, Krishna's activity, the Rasayana, the Rasayana, the Rasayana, the Rasa. Yes, we should drink this nectar. We should drink this nectar. We should be drinking. We should be drinking. You should not stop drinking. You should be drinking it, and because this is what it's meant for. So, and the Srila Prabhupada has, he said what? I have created a society for Krishna consciousness so that we can come and sit down and hear about Krishna. We hear about Krishna. We should think about the Krishna. We should do something activity for Krishna. By doing this, we remain enthusiastic in our Christian consciousness. We remain confident in Christian consciousness. We remain fixed in our Christian consciousness. This is how we can remain enthusiastic in Christian consciousness. When we hear about Lord Krishna, understanding the position of Krishna was true relationship with the Krishna, Sampanda, Gyan is established, fully established. And we are processing that a bit there. But we are processing that seriously in our life. Enthusiasm will crash what His Holiness my teacher Maharaj. But the first day I met him, the last day he departed from this world. One thing which is consistent in that is enthusiasm never goes down. Never goes down. Instead, it keeps increasing. So we should remain in association of devotees always. And Prabhupada said the essence of association is to hear Krishna Katha, to speak Krishna Katha, to do something physical for Krishna's pleasure. In this way, we remain enthusiastic, always enthusiastic, because we make no advancement. So we should hear, we should associate, and we should practice selflessness by always thinking hard to support others. The people who are constantly thinking how to help others make advancement in Christian consciousness will not be depressed. They will always be enthusiastic. They'll be happy. They always encourage. Everything will be encouraging for them in their Christian consciousness. Everything will be an encouragement for them in their Christian consciousness. Meanwhile, those who are very selfish, they will be bored, they will be frustrated, they will be depressed. Mean there's no advancement. means the soul is suffocating. It means that we are not selfless in our dealings. We are very, very selfish, self-centered, and constantly try to use Christian for our own gain. This is dangerous. And we should not eat the forbidden apple of envy, forbidden apple of depression, loneliness, frustration. We should feast on Christian nectar, Christian kata, and sweet devotional service to the Christian. This is how we should live our life in Christian consciousness. And everything will be wonderful. Everything will be wonderful. Yes. Hear about the Christians. We chant about Christians. Encourage others to do the same constantly. Always plan how to make Christian consciousness available to you. Think how to expand the Christian consciousness. And when people give their life to Christian, we should take care of them to make them feel comfortable, make them happy. That yes, we didn't make a mistake by joining Christian consciousness. This international society, Prabhupada spends taking lead, single-handedly establish it and make sure it grows and grows for eternity. We'll remain enthusiastic if you do this. We'll not be enthusiastic if we are not participating in any Christian conscious activities, or we come only when everything has been done, what the burden is done, the correction is done, kitchen is done, the cooking is done, then we can come leisurely to come and see how the boys are making. No, we are there to support the spread of the spreading of Christian consciousness to every nook and corner. By doing this, we'll be free from depression. All right.
Yes, Gurudev, thank you so much for answering this question. We have one more live question by Bhaktin Abhishek Bhatt Prabhuji, in which he says, can we realize our Swarupa without initiation?
Can we?
Can we realize our Swarupa without initiation?
Who is going to reveal our Swarupa to us? Is a spiritual master. Is a spiritual master who is going to do that. So Rupa Goswami recommended right from the beginning, the 64 items of Bhakti, right from the beginning, out of the 64, the 4 is about surrendering oneself to the spiritual master. It's about accepting shelter. The spiritual master is about taking shelter in initiation in the spiritual master. All the 5, they came one after another. So if you want to be successful in Christian consciousness, you should follow the process as we are discussing it. You should follow it. Everything has a formula. So Bhakti also has formula. And until we follow the formula, we will not succeed. The formula our acharyas had given, we should take shelter of the spiritual master. Bona fide spiritual master. Take shelter. If you take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, the initiation, he will take up the training and he will give us the initiation, open our eyes so we can see us. This is the process. So I would say no. One should accept the spiritual master, take initiation from him. Then he will guide us on the path of bhakti. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guru. Thank you for clarifying this. Our
There is one
next,
question.
yes, I'm
There is
asking.
one.
Yes, Jagannath Prabhuji's question. I'm asking. There is one live question by His Grace Jagannath Prabhuji,
Yes.
in which he has written, if a disciple asks to Guru or Sannyasi, how is your Krishna consciousness, Gurudev or Maharaj? Is it correct approach? I heard it from few devotees asking this.
Well, I don't mind somebody ask me. You want to ask me how is my Christian consciousness? It's okay. It's not bad. It's not an offense. So I have many devotees ask me like that. So I feel happy to tell them that yeah, Christian consciousness is sweet. So it is not an offense. For me, I don't treat it as an offense. It's not an impudence. But I don't know if what etiquette says about that. But for me, I think it's fine. I don't see there's something wrong. The devotee ask me how is your Christian consciousness? Say it's fine. It is fine. And I notice that they feel encouraged. Yes. And basically, they're asking someone, they're asking so you can know what to do. Maybe they want to, they have seen some advice, they want to give some advice or whatever. I don't think it is anything wrong with that. The only thing wrong is if the person is asking for challenge to know whatever answer I give him. You want to prove that you don't know, you want to do something different. I said that. Otherwise, I'm okay with it. I don't think you can ask me anything. No problem. Alright? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Gurudev. Thank you so much. We have reached to the end of today's session. It's been a pleasure being with you all today. Thank you all for your participation and our deepest gratitude who have attended today's session. We will soon return with another question answer session. Please do send us your question either on Facebook or YouTube channel. You can also send your question on the ID mentioned below in the description. If your question is unheard, we'll make sure we answer your question in the next session. Thank you so much, Gurudev, for answering all our questions enthusiastically. Thank you, everyone.
Hare Hare. Hare Bol. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Vaishya Sham Sundari,
Thank you so much.
for a wonderful presentation. We are gratified.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.